Hello Pokemon trainers! Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium Singles video here on iStarly TV. This is part of my Road to Masters Battle Stadium Singles series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium Singles ladder. So today I have a new team that I made featuring several Paradox Pokemon. Where I started was with Brute Bonnet. I really wanted to try a Loaded Dice Bullet Seed Brute Bonnet set. Brute Bonnet is an interesting one because it's really tanky and it also has a really high attack stat. Its offensive typing is also pretty solid, though defensively it's not that great, so I did Terra Poison just to kind of round out its weaknesses decently. From there, I have a Choice Banded Scizor. There are a lot of fairy types now with the introduction of Paradox Pokemon. Some of the scarier ones are things like Flutter Mane and Iron Valiant, and just kind of having a super powerful priority steel type move I thought would be a good place to be in. Plus, even some of the other big threats in the meta at least take neutral damage from Bullet Seed, which is a great place to be. I also wanted to try Lead Screamtail, which is an interesting set. I'm not sure how good it's going to be. I did want some Stealth Rocks on this team, and I wanted a Pokemon that is not a traditional Stealth Rock setter, and so I wanted to try Screamtail. The downside with it is it's not that powerful. It has a lot of great support moves, and I do also have Perish Song, which I think will be good against potential setup Pokemon, and I also have Thunder Wave, which is nice, but I'm not too sure how it's going to end up playing out. I also chose Psychic Fangs just to break opposing screens, but we'll see if that ends up mattering. Then we've got a Lead Iron Bundle, which I thought would be pretty good. We're Terra Electric, which I'm not sure is the best Terra type for it, but it is decent as a defensive Terra type. And then we also have the pretty traditional moves on Bundle: Taunt, Freeze Dry, Hydro Pump, and Flip Turn. Then I have a Booster Energy Iron Valiant with Swords Dance. Booster Energy will boost its speed when it enters the battlefield, and then I can set up Swords Dance and just deal really powerful hits to my opponents. And I have a Terra Steel type because I thought it would complement the typing really well. I think there's a few other Terra types for Valiant, and honestly probably better ones, but we're going to try this out. I think Valiant has potential to be a really good Pokemon as well. And then finally we have Dragapult. This one is a special attacking Dragapult, but it's not the traditional Choice Specs Dragapult that I used to run because I wanted full speed on this. So this one's a timid nature. I did consider running Choice Specs, but I actually ended up opting for White Herb, which will reset my stats once I use Draco Meteor one time. We'll try that out as well. I really wanted some speed on the team. And of course, Dragapult's a good go-to, so we'll see how this ends up working out. I'm really excited. I did put a team code there in case you want to try the team out yourself. And let's see how these games go. Game 1. My opponent has a really interesting team. They've got a couple Pokemon that you don't typically see, but those are Pokemon that are pretty strong, such as Lockix and the Pawmot. Typically I expect Pawmot to be Focus Sash, but the times I've run into it on the ladder, it's actually not been, so who knows? We'll see. I'm going to expect it to be Focus Sash still. They do also have Ferrothorn, which is a pretty annoying Pokemon. It has an excellent typing as well as Sturdy, so that is going to be something that's going to be a little tough to take down. I do like Bundle here though. Iron Bundle, I can take on a lot of their threats, although something else that I need to be aware of is that Lockix, which I know can hit really hard with the first impression. So it's kind of tough because I kind of expect them to lead Lockix, maybe expecting me to lead with my Bundle. So that makes me want to lead with Scizor, but if I lead Scizor and they lead Ferrothorn, that's actually kind of annoying for me. I do like Scizor a lot here though. I think Scizor is going to be pretty solid all around, though it does struggle against a few things. I'm just going to go ahead and lead with Scizor, and I think some Pokemon that Scizor struggles against are handled pretty nicely with Dragapult. And then from there, maybe just Iron Valiant. Let's find out. I mean, Valiant's a really good all-round, well-rounded Pokemon. We're going to see, though. Pawmot can actually be a little scary. Another scary Pawmot that I once ran into was Terra Electric. Is everything cool? Oh, that was weird. Was Terra Electric Pawmot with the double shock move. Okay, they have a shiny Lockix. That's pretty cool. So I did predict correctly, and I do get to go straight into my Scizor here. I wonder if I just go straight for the Bullet Punch just to get off a lot of damage. They're probably going to go First Impression. I could Terra as well, which might kill them. Or I could U-turn, which would be super effective, but it's also possible that they Terra as well. So I think they're probably going to be faster than me. Huh. Which is a good thing as far as U-turn is concerned. I'm just going to go ahead and U-turn here. They U-turn first. That's funny. Okay, that does a lot of damage. Like I said, Lockix hits really hard, surprisingly, especially because it has tinted lens. But the U-turn for me is going to be pretty nice. I'm definitely going to want to preserve my Scizor for their Lockix. Although after seeing how much that U-turn did, I'm a little afraid. They go into Fortress, which I'm okay with because I can just go right into Dragapult and threaten with the Flamethrower. I am also Terra Fire Dragapult for what it's worth, but that U-turn actually does decent damage considering again how bulky Ferrothorn is. So I don't want to go into Paladin, or I'm sorry, Iron Valiant, because it'll use my booster energy, but also I don't think I have a good matchup against Ferrothorn. So we're just going to go ahead and go right into my Dragapult. It reveals leftovers here. You know, I'm honestly a little tempted to go Terra Fire. They don't have a good... The only good switch they have is Azumarill, which honestly, if I go Terra Fire, is really bad for me, because if they have Aqua Jet, then that's a big issue. Huh. I'm just going to click Flamethrower. I don't want to Terra just yet. I guess I should expect that this Flamethrower is going to do a lot of damage to Fortress. They do end up switching here, but I just kind of like am worried. Yeah, they do definitely have Azumarill here. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So I'm glad I didn't Terrastalize there. So now I know their whole team, which is really good for me. It's possible if I'm ever able to get up a couple boosts with Iron Valiant, it's possible I can blast through that Fortress with like close combat. I also don't think it's a good idea for me to take too much damage from Dragapult right now though. So I think I might want to go into Valiant, but I also don't really want to take damage on Iron Valiant if I don't have to. Huh. I do have Thunderbolt, but I feel like if I stay in Thunderbolt, they're just going to play rough. I could Terra now. I'm going to Terra and Thunderbolt, see how it goes. This might be a bad play. Well, so one thing here is by Terrastalizing into a fire type, I will resist Play Rough, which is presumably the move they're going to go for, or they might go Belly Drum. If they go Belly Drum, then maybe Thunderbolt will kill, because another set I'm worried about is if they are Assault Vest. If they're Assault Vest, they're going to take this Thunderbolt really, really well. Yeah, they might be Assault Vest, because that doesn't really do anything at all. They go Play Rough here. The funny thing is, though, of course, now I'm weak to their water moves, so I'm going to have to switch out. And I think this is the opportunity for me to go into Valiant, but I think it's bad that so many of my Pokemon are taking so much damage because of that Lockix. Like, Lockix First Impression is going to do so much damage, but I don't really think there's too much else I can do about that. So they're going to go Water Move here. Is it going to be Jet? It's probably going to be Aqua Jet, right? And if I stay in, I'm pretty much dead, which is kind of dumb. But I also, like I said, don't really want too many of my Pokemon to take more damage. But if I lose Dragapult, I'm going to really struggle against that Ferrothorn. So I'm just going to go into Scizor here. I do have the Bullet Punch. Hope I don't die. Hopefully they just go Aqua Jet rather than like Liquidation or something. Ah, they do go Liquidation, okay. Ooh, I barely lived that, okay. I don't know if I'm faster. I think I might be a little bit faster, which means my Bullet Punch might attack them before Aqua Jet, but we're gonna find out. I do attack first, that's great. And it's gonna be neutral. I don't kill them though, which is obviously really bad. And now I can go Valiant and then just kill it with a Shadow Sneak. And then I guess just hope that they go into Lockix. This is the chosen one, by the way. I love that. I hunted for a Destiny Mark Iron Valiant. It's not shiny, but I still think it's really cool, even not as a shiny. But this one's the chosen one, so he's destined to bring an end to this battle. I don't think they have a good switch in here either. If they switch in Lockix, it'll resist, but it'll take some damage. And then with Life Orb, that means it's going to be a little, you know, more likely that I kill them. If they do switch into Fortress. Have I been calling it Ferrothorn? Fortress. Then, I mean, that's bad for me, but it means I can probably try to start setting up Swords Dances. So worst case scenario here, I think, is that they switch into Fortress. If they do, though, I actually think I might just go into... Okay, they do go Lockix, which I'm kind of a little bit happier about, because I'm faster than them. I think I go Spirit Break, because I feel like they're going to go Terra Bug. They might go Terra Bug first impression, which is going to do a lot of damage. I think I just start with a Spirit Break here. Oh, they don't Terrastalize, and I take that really well. That's great. So now I think this kills them, and I think that's actually going to be game. Huh. I mean, they haven't Terrastalized yet, so that's something I have to be aware of. Like, if their Fortress has like a really good Terra type, you know, they might somehow pull this out, but yeah, that was really good for me. Usually I expect Lockix to go like Terra Bug just to get extra damage, but I mean, yeah, like I said, it's going to come down to their Terra type here. At the same time, I don't think Fortress is that strong, so like, we know they have leftover, so it's not like they have like Choice Band or something like that. So basically any move they go for is not going to do that much damage. I kind of just hope they go for like Gyro Ball here. They go Iron Defense. Okay. And again, they know... Okay, this actually might really turn things around for my opponent. If they have like Gyro Ball... Well, they're probably going to have Body Press, right? So I'm just going to start setting up Swords Dances, although... It's kind of counteracted by the fact that they're setting up Iron Defenses, so I don't know. This might be a tough one. We might end up losing still. Because I probably should have gone into Dragapult there, but I really feel like they're going to have a Terra type that stops Dragapult's fire moves. So I don't know. Like I kind of want to wait to switch in Dragapult until after they've Terrastalized. But setting up Swords Dances here is kind of just doing, like, nothing. Like, they do have Gyro Ball, okay. And we do die to that, so it was kind of dumb of me to, like, you know, set up there. But again, they have not Terrastalized. I don't think I'd try to get... Yeah, I don't think I try to make predictions here. I'm just going to go Flamethrower and just hope for the best. They could now hit me with Body Press, which is funny because I'm no longer a Ghost type. But hey, I mean, we just see what happens here. They're probably going to Terrastalize. If it's like Terra Water, that's awful for me. I do have Thunderbolt, of course, but I think Fortress is bulky enough. They do Terrastalize. Maybe I should have made a prediction there. I just didn't know what exactly their Terra type would be, and and they are actually Terra Fire. Interesting. Okay. I thought it would have been really dumb to just go Draco Meteor there, right? Or was that the play? So we'll see how much this does, see how low their special defense is. Given that they have Iron Defense, they probably... Oh, never mind. That does a lot. Okay, if I survive this, I don't think I will. Yikes. Okay. Okay, so that just comes down to prediction again. And that's the thing with Terra types is it's like... I mean, obvious... My Flamethrower was so obvious there. I probably should have thought a little deeper about that. Like, it was okay. Flamethrower was super obvious, which meant it was very likely they were going to Terrastalize since they hadn't done that all battle. So I should have really read into that. I mean, I was thinking about that. It's just that I don't know. It just felt like if I click Draco Meteor and then they don't Terrastalize, I look really dumb. But that was probably the safe play, especially since I had White Herb and that would reset my special attack drop. So that was, in the end, I think that was not well played by me. I really should have just done that. Like, that's a really bold play on my part. But again, given everything that happened throughout that battle, particularly what didn't happen, which was them not Terrastalizing throughout the whole battle, it really means that, you know, they were gonna Terrastalize there. So yeah, a little embarrassing there, but I think that was a good battle. That was a fun one. They had an interesting team. I was surprised with the way the Lockix went down. I thought that would have put up more of a fight. But anyways, let's get to the next one. Okay, so this team here is pretty interesting. They have Klefki and Great Tusk and Arboliva, 3 Pokemon that are not typically common. Well, Klefki and Arboliva are not. I like Screamtail for getting up the rocks, and Screamtail seems okay against some of their other kind of support Pokemon, but their team is pretty annoying if I'm being honest. Klefki might try to get up screens, so I do actually think I like Screamtail here. And if we can paralyze something, that's also nice. So I have Psychic Fangs, which can break the screens if they start setting those up, but we'll see. And then from there, I think I like Iron Valiant. Valiant, though, one of the problems with it is I actually don't have a way to hit Iron Moth, which is really awkward. I also think I like I think I like this one a lot. It's pretty good against most of their team. And then from there, honestly, I think it's just going to be Dragapult, just because Iron Valiant just struggles against some of their bigger threats. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, but one of the reasons that my Iron Valiant and then my Iron Bundle, as you'll see, are in Spanish is because I don't know if I mentioned this in this video, but I have Violet as a Spanish language game because I wanted to, like, when the game was new, I wanted to have like a different language file so I could catch foreign Dittos and, you know, basically breed them with Masuda method. It ended up not really mattering, but anyways, yeah, so I have a Spanish Pokemon Violet file, which is why my Violet exclusive Pokemon are in Spanish. That's an awesome little shiny Zorua there, by the way. So let's see how this battle goes here. This is my first time showing off Screamtail, I think. Maybe not. Alright, here's their Rotom lead, which is actually not great for me, because Rotom just hits really hard. But I think this is a good opportunity for me to get up rocks. I don't think Rotom has Taunt, although they could have Trick. If they do Trick me an item here, that's actually going to be a little annoying. And I'm faster, which is actually not too surprising. Actually, Screamtail is really fast. This angle, by the way, is really weird. They go Shadow Ball, and I think that's actually fine if they knock me out. All right. No special defense drop, which is pretty good. I can go Psychic Things for damage. But I think what I'm just going to go ahead and do, this might seem like a pretty weird play. Obviously, Rotom's immune to Thunder Wave. I'm just going to go Perish Song. This seems really weird, but it means that if they do end up knocking out my Screamtail, like they're going to have to, they're going to basically be forced to switch out with their Rotom at some point anyway. Which is like not a huge deal, because if I send in something good, they'll probably have to switch out anyway, but it just kind of forces that, I guess. And then what I'm gonna just do is go for the Psychic Fangs, which will get off a little bit of damage. Rotom, of course, is pretty tanky, and the fact that I'm faster than them shows that they do not have speed investment, which means that they're probably going to be max HP, max special attack, which is pretty standard on Rotom anyway. So they're thinking here. I wonder if they're just going to switch now. I really don't care if my Screamtail goes down at this point. We get off about a quarter of their health, which I think is worth it. And then they're going to knock us out here with this Shadow Ball, and that's going to take their Perish count to 2, which again is good because it means that we can kind of force a switch. I think I'm just going to go Iron Bundle here and go for the Freeze Dry. They could be Choice Specs as well. My beautiful shiny bundle there. And Freeze Dry is just such a good move. Like, I don't think they really have too many things. Wait, did I click the right move? Sorry, when I'm playing this team on Showdown, I think I have a different order of moves than I do on this one. I might have accidentally clicked Flip Turn. I was talking and not really paying attention, but we'll see right here. If I did click Flip Turn, I guess that's not the end of the world either. But Freeze Dry was what I was hoping to go for, because it'll get off a lot of damage on their Rotom. Alright, they are going to switch, which is good for me. Definitely. And they're going into Moth. Okay. They might have Booster. Yeah, they have Booster Energy, so they're going to be fast. It's not something I'm happy to see. Oh, Special Attack. Interesting. That's actually good for me. So we get off a little bit of chip damage there, and that Stealth Rock damage is going to be super important. Honestly, this might seem kind of weird, but I'm going to Flip Turn here. It plays around them possibly terastallizing, and if I hit, Iron Moth has a lower defense stat than special defense, so it's possible we might deal a good chunk of damage to them. Plus, I'm not really afraid, like, if they're going to go for a move that's super effective against Iron Bundle, it's going to be maybe Energy Ball, or maybe they're going to go for the neutral Fiery Dance just to get a boost. And Dragapult resists both of those, so I think I like this play here, just getting off a little bit of damage. They do end up switching out, which is good because it preserves my Focus Sash for the Iron Bundle. And then I know that Dragapult's going to be faster than Iron Moth. Now, the scary thing here is I know for a fact that they are going to deal a lot of damage because Iron Moth hits really hard and they got that special attack boost, but they do just go Acid Spray. Okay, I'm fine with this. I do have Terra Fire. Oh, this is so funny. Oh, my White Herb gets procced. Okay, that's funny. So now I can't use Draco Meteor as freely as I normally do. I'm not certain that a Flamethrower will kill them. I am Terra Fire, but I don't know if I want to... I mean, if I'm going to terastallize a Pokemon, it's obviously going to be Dragapult here. But this makes me... Actually, I could Terra Iron Bundle. I'm going to just click Flamethrower and just hope for the best here. They probably have Dazzling Gleam, but I just got to hope I knock this out. And I do. Perfect. Okay, that's good. And so now if they go into Rotom, I do resist. Oh, well, actually, you know what? As Rotom, they did reveal Shadow Ball. I don't know if they're choice specs Rotom. Because I was thinking, like, going Terra on Dragapult seems to make more sense than going Terra on Iron Bundle, but there's a chance that I might want to Terra Iron Bundle because it's Terra Electric, just to take an electric type move from their Rotom. They do go back into Rotom here though, and they do get that Stealth Rock damage, which is nice. And now that I know that they have Shadow Ball, I'm just going to Terrasilize now and just go for the Shadow Ball myself. I'm not sure Draco would kill. Honestly, there's a chance Draco Meteor would kill, but because I don't have the White Herb anymore, I just kind of think that this is my safest play. I don't want to I don't want to go for the Draco and then get that special attack drop on myself. So yeah, we're gonna Terra here just to take the Shadow Ball a lot better. And I doubt they're gonna go for Hydro Pump because they don't know that I'm gonna Terrasilize. I don't think this will kill because Rotom's pretty tanky. It does a good chunk of damage though. I like that a lot. They do go Shadow Ball. If their last is Arboliva, obviously they can switch into Shadow Ball, but I think I win the game if that's the case because then I have Flamethrower. Terra Flamethrower, Terra boosted Flamethrower rather. But, and I guess my point here is like, no matter what their last is, aside from Arboliva, it's going to take some decent damage from these Shadow Balls. So they don't have a good switch here is my ultimate point. All right, so this Shadow Ball should kill, no guarantee though. And then if their last, the funny thing is, if their last Pokemon is Dragonite, that's actually a worst case scenario for me because they can pick me off with Extreme Speed, and then with Iron Bundle, I have to hope to hit. I have to hope to survive like a hit from the Dragonite. But they've already Terrasilized, which is great for me because it means that even if they're Terra normal Dragonite, they're not going to get the Terra boost on their Extreme Speed. So I do get the knockout there. We've got 2 Pokemon left, and they have 1, and I feel pretty confident. I feel like both of my last 2 Pokemon have decent matchups against all their final Pokemon. Of course, it is that Dragonite, and beautiful. They do not have heavy-duty boots. I'm just going to click Draco here. I think it's really likely they just kill me with Extreme Speed, but if they are that annoying Dragonite set with, like, you know, Fire Spin and Thunder Wave and stuff like that, then I think I should be able to knock them out with Draco Meteor. Even if I happen to miss Draco Meteor, or if they kill me with Extreme Speed here, I can just go into Iron Bundle and knock them out with the Freeze Dry, the 4x super effective Freeze Dry. So that's why it's a little awkward sometimes having multiple Pokemon on your team who kind of really heavily rely on Terrastalizing, such as their Dragonite and their Iron Moth, because then you get into situations like this where you Terrastalize one of them, and then later in the game, you can't Terrasilize the other, which would really help. So they do have the Extreme Speed. Let's see if they're like Life Orb or Leftovers or something. This is unfortunate, but I think I'm confident a Freeze Dry will knock them out. It's 4x super effective. There's probably Leftovers, right? Okay, it is Leftovers. I think I'm still okay. And even if it doesn't knock them out, it's going to do a ton of damage because once again, they are going to be 4x super effective. They cannot Terrasilize anymore. And even if they like Roost, at this point I just spam Freeze Dry, and if they do reveal Roost to me, at some point I can just taunt. So I think we're okay here. And not only that, but surprisingly, Iron Bundle has there you see it, a decently high defense stat. So I actually take physical hits really well, and we get the knockout, and we get a nice little win with this team. I love this shiny Iron Bundle. I've been loving Iron Bundle a lot. I think one of the biggest downsides with Bundle is that it's so reliant on Hydro Pump as a water type move. It doesn't have any good, strong water options from a special attacking standpoint, and so it's a little risky there, but yeah, that was a great game. I think we played that decently well, and I think the Terra choice there was also decent on my part, because knowing that their Rotom had Shadow Ball, which is not typical, it allowed me to kind of make those decisions. But anyways, yeah, that was a good game. Let's get to the next one. And we go right into a scary looking team here. They've got Roaring Moon, they've got Fluttermane. Really, they have like probably all of the scariest Paradox Pokemon on their team. I am tempted to go Screamtail though to get up those rocks. The problem is if they lead Iron Bundle, they can probably taunt me. I do think I like Iron Bundle here as well. It has an okay matchup against all of their Pokemon, and with the Focus Sash, I can at least always live a hit. From there, I like both of those. I do also like Scizor here. I'm not sure about Brute Bonnet. I actually don't think Brute Bonnet is the way to go, just because its typing is not great and it's outsped by everything. And sporing something is nice, but it's just not worth the kind of risk, I guess. Scizor is also pretty good here, but between Scizor and my Iron Bundle, I'm gonna have a tough. I would have a tough time against Corviknight. How can I check its moves? Is there no way to check the move's description? I'm just trying to see if Freeze Dry does more damage to Steel types, but I don't think it does. I don't want to bring Paladin, or I mean Valiant here. Just gets outsped by everything. All right, well, we got to make this decision here. I think I like Scizor. I'm not sure it's the best lead option though. And then I like Dragapult just because it's fast. The problem is, I'm sure one of those Pokemon, one of those scary Pokemon is going to have Booster Energy with a speed boost. And that is not what I want to see, because that's going to mean that whichever Pokemon has it is going to be faster than my entire team. So we'll see. I did want to bring Screamtail, but it just doesn't feel like it does quite enough. So they do actually lead with Iron Valiant, which is great for me. I don't think I want to Terrasilize turn 1 though. I think I need to make the prediction if I want to U-turn, because obviously the Bullet Punch is a big risk on their part. Bullet Punch is great against almost all of their team except for Corviknight and even the Iron Moth. So I'm just going to go ahead and U-turn here, just play it absolutely safe. They also probably don't have a move that can hit me super hard, so even if they stay in, I mean, if they stay in, that's annoying. They do actually knock off. Wow. That's so risky. That's so annoying that they did that. I just thought it was so obvious that I'd click Bullet Punch, so made an over prediction there. I think most people would switch there, right? I mean, I guess, unless they're playing 5D chess here. I don't really have too many Pokemon that can take this thing on super well, to be honest. And knowing that they have knockoff, that's also pretty annoying. Well, we're off to a rough start here. I could go into this with Shadow Ball. I don't love that, though. I don't think it's going to do that much damage. I could go into this with Hydro Pump, which probably will do a decent chunk of damage, and I will be faster. I think it's going to be this. I just don't want, because the thing is, if they survive a hit for my Dragapult, it's dead, because they're going to knock off and it's going to be 4 times super effective. So I think I just have to go into this, and I should take this knockoff decently well, and obviously knockoff is going to knock off my Sash anyway, so yeah, I think this is the best play, and I do get that kill. That's perfect. Yeah, I do know that Iron Valiant has a higher defense than special defense, so that's a great play for me. I'm really happy about that. It kind of mitigates that awkward turn 1 where they didn't switch. They go into Fluttermane now, Shiny Fluttermane, which is pretty cool. And I think I just go ahead and flip turn here, because I know Fluttermane has good special defense. I'm just gonna go ahead and flip turn. Obviously, we don't want to. This is actually kind of awkward because we don't want to switch in Scizor because it's already taken damage. But I think I might. Because, once again, I really don't want Dragapult to take damage. This might be a big mistake if their last one is Roaring Moon, though. But if their last one's Roaring Moon, we do have Iron Bundle. They go Shadow Ball. I don't know if I can take this, if I'm being honest. If they're Specs, I definitely won't take this. Wow. Okay, that's awkward. Yeah, but like I said, I mean, I kind of just feel like that's where I need it to be. Now I just go into Pult, and I think I Terra. I feel pretty confident that their last one's probably Roaring Moon. If their last one's Roaring Moon, there's actually a decent chance that I might want to... I don't think it matters, actually. I was going to say that I might want to Terrasilize my Iron Bundle to Electric type, because I would resist the Acrobatics. But then if they have Earthquake, they're going to be faster than me anyway, so it kind of just doesn't matter. And I'm pretty sure I can live 1 Acrobat. Well, I have Focus Sash, obviously. So I Terra Fire here. If they happen to go Misty, or sorry, if they happen to go Moonblast, then this is perfect for me. They Terra as well. Oh no. Oh no. What could it be? Terra. It's not Terra Ghost. Terra Normal. Terra Fairy. Okay. Pretty awkward though, because of course what this means is now I am not going to deal super effective damage to them. So I know they're not scarfed. Maybe I get the special defense drop. That does a good chunk of damage. And they go Shadow Ball, which is what I expected. And I should live this, unless they're specs. It does a ton of damage. I think I just go Flamethrower now. It is stronger than Shadow Ball, and they're both neutral. And with the Terra Fire, I should be able to get that extra boost of power. And that's great for me. Okay, cool. So we have another game where it comes down to Dragapult and Iron Bundle. Those are my secret weapons. I get a critical hit. I doubt, no, that does not matter. I'm pretty sure that does not matter, given how much the Shadow Ball did. So let's see who their last one is. If it is Roaring Moon, that's probably the worst case scenario, but I think I might be okay against that. Wow, it's Corviknight. That's perfect. Okay, so I just go Flamethrower. I think I kill them in one hit. Unless they're Sash, but who runs Sash for Corviknight? Oh, wow, that survives it really well. They go Body Press, which will kill me. Okay, do they have leftovers? So it's going to come down to a Hydro Pump again. If they don't have leftovers, though, I'm pretty sure Freeze Dry will knock them out. I didn't see leftovers. Okay, I'm going to just go Freeze Dry here. If they survive that, though, they're probably special defense. Honestly, I kind of want to taunt. I know that seems so weird. I just don't want it to come... Like, if I Hydro Pump and miss and then they Roost, they probably win this game. I know I can live a Body Press because I have Sash, and because I could probably just live it anyway. I might be overthinking it. And Freeze Dry, I'm going to click Freeze Dry. Oh my god, I might regret this so much. It's neutral. Oh, thank goodness. I was just worried. I know that was probably just massively overthinking it, but I was so worried because they took a Terra boosted Flamethrower from Dragapult, you know? Like a super effective move that was Terra boosted. I mean, I guess Dragapult's not the craziest special attacker in the game, but yeah, I was a little scared about that. But anyways, that was a good game. Thank you very much for watching that. That was fun. Yeah, and once again, this just really shows how awesome Dragapult and Iron Bundle are. I'm happy that they're both getting a lot of play there. All right, let's try another one here. All right, their team's really interesting. Definitely have a lot of choices to make against them. Something I really feel that I wish Iron Bundle had was a priority move. So what do I do here? I like Scizor, but they also have a lot of Pokemon that are annoying against Scizor. I like Screamtail. Like, Screamtail can, like, paralyze their Cloyster and then set up rocks and then maybe, like, Perish Song or something. It's not amazing, though, right? And I mean, Stealth Rock looks really good against their team. I also like Iron Bundle. I kind of wonder if I should lead with that in the face of Cloyster, though. Iron Bundle's really good against a lot of their team. And then I think I just bring Scizor because it has priority. This setup is not great against Goldango, though. What about Dragapult? Dragapult's nice as well. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this setup. We'll see. Nice. Nice trainer card there. Nice kicks. Fluttermane, they lead Fluttermane. That's really interesting. That's something you don't typically see. And honestly, that's really bad for me because they might just one-shot me. Oh, and they have the Booster Energy. Ooh. This thing is going to destroy my entire team. I feel like this thing... Oh, God. Terra Psychic is not going to do anything. I'm going to Thunder Wave, although I'm probably just about to get one-hit KO'd here. They go Shadow Ball. Oh, wow. I actually take that really well. No way. Okay. Okay. I mean, Screamtail does have great HP and great special defense, and I am invested in both. I have max HP and then enough speed to outspeed certain things, and then the rest of it is in special defense. So I guess that makes sense. So this does let me get off my Stealth Rock. Or should I get off damage on them? I'm gonna get up my rocks, but the thing is, if they have like Terra Fire, that's horrible for my Scizor. Maybe they'll get fully paralyzed? No, they go Shadow Ball. All right. So this game is not over yet. I'm gonna go Scizor. Do I outspeed them when they're paralyzed? Scizor is pretty slow. They're gonna have Mystical Fire. If they're Terra Fire, I think I just go Bullet Punch, right? Yeah, I go Bullet Punch. I don't think there's any reason not to. They're gonna Terra, right? Honestly, my opponent has potential to like sweep me with just Flutter Mane if they have the correct Terra type here. Okay, that's cool. All right. Now I wish I had Terrasilize here just so I can get off extra damage on whatever comes in. Ooh, that's actually really bad for me. They go into Arcanine, take that Stealth Rock damage. They're gonna take some damage from Bullet Punch. They have the Intimidate though, so it's not gonna be that much damage. And then I'm gonna have to go into Bundle, which is awkward because they're gonna break my Sash. But I threaten them with a Hydro Pump. I wonder if I go Flip Turn. I guess it's gonna depend on what they go for here. They're gonna go for a Fire move, right? Because if you go, yeah, it's gonna do a lot. Wow, that does so much. And they probably have Extreme Speed. Wow, okay. Do I go Flip Turn? I'm gonna Flip Turn. I might just be dead here if they have Extreme Speed. They Terra, oh no. Are they gonna Terra? Maybe Terra Normal, which honestly might be okay. Because then I'm gonna Terrasilize my Scizor and spam Bullet Punch. Although if they preserve Arcanine. All right, let's see what Scizor got here. Let's see what you got here, Scizor. I love Scizor. I've probably said it a million times. I love Scizor. It's probably one of my favorite Pokemon. Easily one of my favorite Gen 2 Pokemon. So now they take neutral damage from this, which will kill them. But I kind of feel like they're just going to switch, which is really scary because when they switch it back in, they're going to get the Intimidate again. But I don't know if they have a good switch into this. We're about to find out, everyone. Oh, they stay in. That's just perfect. This should kill them. I'm Choice Banded with Terra Steel. Yeah. And I know, okay, now that they've Terrasilized, I am certain Bullet Punch one-hit KOs Flutter Mane. So all it comes down to is who is their last Pokemon. If their last Pokemon's Goldango, that's obviously not great, although I might be able to two-hit KO if they're not bulky. If their last is Dragonite without heavy duty boots, I might be able to one-hit KO them. So yeah, let's see. They go Flutter Mane, which again, you know, maybe they figure like this thing's dead anyway, which it is, absolutely, everyone. There's no way this is surviving. Yeah, boom. Okay, this could be a Scizor sweep. It's gonna depend on who their last Pokemon is. If their last Pokemon is, I feel like if their last Pokemon takes neutral damage or super effective damage against Bullet Punch, it's GG. Yes! Woo! Scizor! So that is hilarious because this game, I mean, it's not over yet, but I'm pretty sure I won. This game looked like I was about to be swept by a Flutter Mane on turn 1, and I reverse swept them with my Scizor. Beautiful! That's why you should run Scizor in this meta. I kind of feel like a lot of people have picked up on it, and sure, there are a lot of Pokemon that can take hits from Scizor. Good fire types, good steel types, but yeah, that was awesome. I'm really happy I got to show that off. Unfortunately, it's not my beautiful, amazing, shiny Scizor, but I'm probably going to end up converting my shiny Scizor's EVs to just this one, so I can just use my shiny one all the time. But anyways, yeah, so that was great. That was a great set of games there. I think we did a lot there. I really love how we got to show off most members of the team, really. And let's talk about the team now. So I really enjoyed this team. I liked trying out a lot of the new Paradox Pokemon. I've learned a lot as well, and I think I've got some ideas for changes that I want to make to this team. There's the team code if you'd like to try it out for yourself. If you do, let me know how it does for you. I still like the team. I think it's decently well-rounded. I'd love to also hear your suggestions for what you think might also make this team better. I'd really appreciate that as well. But a few things to change. So with Brute Bonnet, it's a good Pokemon. I like it. It didn't do too much for me in this video though, unfortunately, but I think there's still something there. I think on the right team that's like truly built around Brute Bonnet, it can be a great Pokemon. Something I found though is close combat. Honestly, it looks like great coverage, but I kind of felt like I wanted crunch in that last slot. I encountered some Goldangos on the ladder that basically walled me. Like if they were able to set up and ignore Sucker Punch, I kind of couldn't really do anything to them. So crunch, I think, actually felt like it would have more use than close combat. Scizor is perfect. I wouldn't change it. Iron Bundle, this set did really well for me in this video, and I like it a lot. I think it's kind of the standard the standard Iron Bundle set, but there's a few variations you can try. I think the Terra type is something you could try changing if you want. Also, I think I would say these are like the 4 best moves for Iron Bundle. Unfortunately, it just doesn't really have great coverage despite its amazing speed and solid special attack, but it's a great Pokemon. It's just such a fantastic Pokemon, and Focus Sash really helps it. Screamtail's another one where I like it, but I kind of feel like it just doesn't, like with me when I use Stealth Rock Pokemon, I kind of like them being able to also pressure the opponent. Or almost any Pokemon I like using, I like it to have an option to deal a lot of damage or set up or like pressure the opponent somehow. So this Screamtail just being like a purely like support oriented Pokemon didn't really feel amazing for me, but there were some cool moments in this game, and I think it's worth considering. I think it's a good Pokemon. It has a lot of options. It's just not strong from the offensive side. And then Valiant, Iron Valiant was a cool one as well. I really liked it. I kind of wish I kind of feel like I might end up changing the Booster Energy, or rather changing its EVs to boost its attack rather than its speed, just so it can hit harder. Getting that Booster Energy speed boost is awesome, but there's a lot of other Pokemon that take advantage of Booster Energy speed boosts better than Iron Valiant, like Roaring Moon and Fluttermane, which are Pokemon that are gonna outspeed you if they get the Booster Energy speed boost. And those are Pokemon that I kind of struggled against with Iron Valiant if they did have that speed boost, because then they were just faster than me anyway. And then finally, I really ended up liking this Dragapult set. Dragapult's one of my favorite Pokemon. If you've seen my videos, you know that. This one's timid with max special attack, max speed, which is kind of different than I normally use. Usually I'm used to just using choice specs with modest. And this one ended up being really good for me, just having that speed, being able to outspeed everything, having amazing coverage, and then even that White Herb, at least on Showdown, it's been really awesome just to be able to go Draco Meteor and then reset your stats with White Herb and then Draco Meteor again. That's really good. In this video, I didn't really get to show it too much, but it's funny that I got the White Herb with the acid spray from the Iron Moth, but Dragapult's an amazing Pokemon still, and it's still the fastest thing in the metagame, although do be aware of Pokemon like Roaring Moon and Fluttermane, which can boost their speed with Booster Energy. So I really like the team. I'm glad I got to show off some of these Pokemon. I think I might want to try Brute Bonnet again at some point, just because it didn't really get to do that much here, but everything else felt really good. And yeah, let me know if you try it out yourself. There's the code for you. I hope you do. And let me know in the comments what has been working for you so far in this series. I'm really excited to get back to trying new things, and yeah, I'll see you next time.